Hey guys, what's going on? Today I've decided to come outside to talk to you guys just because it's quite noisy in the cafe that I'm working in. I'm working here at the at my health club, so I'm not actually doing anything healthy. I'm just eating food and working. But I'm decided that I'm going to come outside today and talk to you about how we recruit people as a remote working team, because it's not your traditional method where you'd go into an office and sit down in a conference room and have a chat with one of the managers. It's a little bit different to that, so I'm going to take you through that today. Stage 1. Cover letter, CV. So this part is fairly standard. As with most jobs, you will ask people to submit their CV to show you what they've done thus far in their career, and a cover letter. But for us, the most important part is the cover letter, because that's where we really get to see whether this person's just sending off a templated application or whether they actually have picked out Quuu and are interested in it and think that they've got a relevant set of skills. And in that cover letter, we just look to see some personality and some acknowledgement that they've understood what the job role entails and what the company does. And if they can demonstrate that, then they'll probably get invited for stage 2. So one of the tips that we use for deciphering whether someone's actually read the application is somewhere about 3/4 of the way down near the bottom, we put something in brackets saying, at the end of your cover letter, please write the words, "I love content curation." And basically, when we're looking at the cover letter, if they haven't written that in there, then immediately we dismiss their application because they've not read the entire application. They're clearly not that interested that they've read the entire thing, so why should we bother looking at their application? This actually really works in limiting the amount of spam applicants that we get, and most of the time, if someone's written a decent cover letter with a bit of personality, they've shown an understanding of what Quuu is and what the job entails, and they've put the "I love content curation" in the bottom, then they'll probably get through to the next part. Stage 2. Content test. So the next part is really informal, and this is probably where we are very different to a lot of companies that you'll ever apply for or that ever post a job. What we do is we have a very informal, about 15-minute Skype chat, just using instant messenger. We don't get on the video call, we don't want to hear their voice, we don't want to see their face, and we go to great lengths to not have any preconceived ideas of what this person's like, other than what they've written to us saying, before we make a decision on whether to invite them over to the next phase. So we spend 15 minutes just seeing how they react on instant chat, whether they can match our tone. So if we use GIFs, or whether they can reciprocate and be sort of light-hearted and funny and use GIFs themselves, or whether, if we're being quite serious to begin with, they mirror that and are very professional and formal. And that's really important to us, because if they can show that they understand how to communicate effectively using instant messenger, then they'll probably be very good in a support environment, and also when they're communicating with the rest of the team, should they be successful with their application. After about 10-15 minutes of chit-chat on Instant Messenger, what we do is we send them a templated content test that we've set up, where we give them 5 articles and we ask them to either approve or reject them. And if they reject them, then we want them to give a reason for why they've rejected it in this spreadsheet. And we can see in real time as they're filling in their answers on a Google Sheet. Before the test, we basically give them our criteria for how we approve or reject. So we get a very quick, real-time glance at how they adapt to following rules, and if they've got a good idea, naturally, of what is good and bad quality content. It's a really interesting way to get a quick insight into whether someone's cut out for being a content manager at Quuu. Stage 3. Interview. So if they've managed to get 100% on the content test, and we like the way that they answered all of the instant messenger questions that we fired at them, then we will invite them to a final stage interview, which is a 30-minute video chat on Skype or Zoom, and we'll basically dig a little bit deeper and revisit their CV, their cover letter, ask them more questions about what makes them tick, what do they want to get out of their career, do they really understand what Quuu does, ask them if they've got any questions. It's always really important for us to see if they're also inquisitive. It should be a two-way process, that final stage of the interview. It shouldn't just be whether we think they're good. We want to know if they think they're right for Quuu. So if they ask any questions and show the initiative to do that, that's also a good thing, assuming that they do still want the job. So this is basically our three-step process, and we find that it gives us a very quick way of establishing whether someone is the right culture fit, has the right qualities, and has the right attention to detail to be able to hold down a remote working job. Okay, so I'm going to go back inside now because I'm freezing cold, but I hope that you found those tips useful if you're a business owner or if you're applying for a job at a remote working company. If you've got any questions at all, then please do let me know in the comments and I'll try and answer them as well as I can, as quickly as I can. And have a good day, guys. I'll see you in the next vlog. The end.